procure the softwares, you don't need to procure the hardwares. That's a solution which probably makes sense for a lot of organizations. The last would be the fact that an organization should consider is the hardware cost and the cost of redeploying the hardware, which would typically may be redundant or excess that will be there. Another thing that one would need to look for is what is the cost versus benefit analysis. In any organization, there are two levels of expenditure, the CAPEX and the OPEX, which will basically be the capital expenditure that an institution needs to spend right now versus an operating expenditure which probably can be staggered over a couple of years. Second is the size of the institution or the training organization who wants to get into cloud. Let's not do it in a herd mentality. Because others are doing it, we also do it. That should not be the approach. You should evaluate based on how your organization is and how relevant it is for people to kind of see the benefits of how it affects you compared to anybody else. You must also compare the depreciation of your assets that are currently there and compare that to the operating expenses on the cloud. You must also evaluate the cost of privacy, which typically if you suppose go for a private cloud, what is the cost of privacy? Does it justify the business reasons of going for that? Data security, which is generally an important factor, but if you do not have data, which is honestly very, it's a public information or a data which is commonly available, do you need to really put it on the cloud? You must evaluate that. Another major thing that you must look for is the cost of networking and the cost of on-premise storage of your data. The last and the important thing that you must look for is a lot of vendors force you to go in for a lock-in period of 3 years, 5 years, whatever. So is that something that you'd like to get into? You must definitely evaluate, try and do a proper understanding of the lock-in, what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks in it, and also look at what is the migration cost. If you would like to move out from that particular service provider, what is the cost of migrating out from that? A standard model which is typically used